My child, stop for a moment and listen carefully to me. Do not scroll away from this message thinking you will return later, because later has become the place where too many important things in your life have been buried. This moment is not random. You are not here by coincidence. I brought you here because your heart has been wandering between conviction and delay for far too long, and I will not allow you to continue drifting without speaking directly to you one more time. You have asked me for signs. You have whispered prayers late at night when nobody else knew how heavy your thoughts had become. You have asked me to make things clearer, to show you whether I was still near, whether I still saw you, whether your life still carried purpose. And now that I am answering you, part of you still wants to dismiss this as just another emotional moment. But listen closely, my child. This is more than emotion. This is interruption. This is mercy reaching into your routine before another season slips away from you. I know the exhaustion you carry. I know how often you smile while silently falling apart inside. I know the private battles you never fully explain to anyone. I know the way you distract yourself because slowing down forces you to confront things you have been avoiding. I know the ache that follows you even when everything around you looks normal on the outside. You have learned how to survive, but survival is not the same as peace. You have learned how to function, but functioning is not the same as healing. You have learned how to stay busy, but busyness has not cured the emptiness inside your spirit. That is why I am speaking to you now. Because I love you too much to let you keep calling exhaustion normal. I love you too much to let you spend another year circling the same mountain while pretending you still have endless time to change. My child, hear me carefully. The delay must end. You have postponed conversations that needed honesty. You have postponed obedience because fear convinced you waiting was safer. You have postponed healing because facing the truth felt uncomfortable. You have postponed surrender because you were afraid of what you might lose if you truly let go. But every time you delay what I am asking of you, something inside your heart becomes harder. Not because I stop loving you, but because repeated hesitation slowly trains your spirit to resist conviction. What once felt urgent becomes easier to ignore. What once moved your heart deeply becomes something you casually scroll past. And that is dangerous, my child. I do not want your spirit to become numb. I do not want your heart to become so distracted that you stop recognizing my voice when I speak. I do not want you trapped in cycles that steal your peace while you keep promising yourself that someday you will finally change. Someday is not your answer. This moment is. The window before you is still open, but you must understand something important. Opportunities connected to timing do not stay open forever. Seasons shift. Doors move. Hearts change. Circumstances evolve. Delay has consequences, even when those consequences happen slowly. You keep telling yourself you have more time. But time has already passed faster than you expected, hasn't it? Look at how many months disappeared while you stayed stuck in the same emotional patterns. Look at how many opportunities were delayed because fear kept talking louder than faith. Look at how many nights you promised yourself tomorrow would be different. My child, tomorrow cannot become different while today keeps repeating itself. That is why I am asking you to stop negotiating with the very things I have been asking you to release. Stop reopening doors I already told you to close. Stop revisiting habits that quietly drain your soul. Stop romanticizing relationships that wounded you. Stop calling your fear wisdom. Stop calling your delay carefulness. Stop calling spiritual exhaustion just stress. I know why you hesitate. I know obedience feels uncomfortable sometimes. I know letting go can feel terrifying when familiar pain has become your normal environment. But listen carefully. Familiar does not mean healthy. Just because something has stayed in your life for a long time does not mean it belongs in your future. Some things survived in your life only because you kept feeding them. Some cycles remained only because you kept reopening access. Some wounds stayed active because you kept returning to the same environments that created them. And still, even after all the delay, I have not abandoned you. I am still here. Still speaking. Still reaching. Still fighting for your attention. Still calling you forward. My child, you are closer to breakthrough than you realize, but breakthrough requires movement. You cannot remain emotionally tied to the old season while asking me to lead you into a new one. You cannot keep one foot in surrender and one foot in fear. There comes a moment where you must decide whether you truly want freedom or whether you only want temporary comfort. Freedom often feels uncomfortable before it feels peaceful. Healing often feels unfamiliar before it feels safe. Growth often feels painful before it feels beautiful. But I promise you this. What waits for you beyond obedience is greater than the comfort you keep protecting. I know the hidden agreements you made with delay. Somewhere along the way, you accepted the lie that there would always be another opportunity, another moment, another chance to fully respond later. But later became a hiding place. Later became the excuse that kept you emotionally stuck. Later became the reason certain chains never fully broke. So today, I am calling you to break agreement with delay. Break agreement with fear. Break agreement with compromise. Break agreement with the belief that your future can wait forever. This is your moment to respond. Not emotionally only, but practically. If there is a habit you know must end, end it. If there is a distraction destroying your peace, remove it. If there is a relationship keeping you from healing, create the boundary. If there is a prayer you keep postponing, pray it now. If there is a truth you keep avoiding, face it honestly. If there is a step of obedience I have been showing you repeatedly, stop asking for endless confirmation and finally move. You do not need another 100 signs. You already know what I have been touching in your heart. My child, stop turning back. The old life cannot carry the future I prepared for you. The old mindset cannot hold the peace I want to give you. The old habits cannot survive in the new season I am leading you into. You were not created to stay trapped in cycles of survival forever. You were created for freedom, clarity, peace, restoration, and purpose. But purpose requires surrender. And surrender means trusting me enough to keep moving forward even when your emotions are still catching up. Do not let nostalgia pull you backward. Do not let fear convince you that staying stuck is safer. Do not let your mind glorify old patterns that once nearly destroyed your peace. Remember how exhausted you felt there. Remember how empty you became there. Remember how many times you begged me for rescue there. Why would you return to what I worked so hard to pull you out of? My child, the bridge in front of you may feel uncertain, but it is still stronger than the prison behind you. Keep walking forward. Even when it feels unfamiliar. Even when your emotions tremble. Even when temptation whispers. Even when your mind wants to retreat. Keep moving. Because I am with you. I am not standing at the finish line waiting for you to become perfect before I help you. I walk beside you through every uncomfortable step. I strengthen you while you heal. I guide you while you learn. I steady you while you surrender. You are not alone in this transition. And hear me carefully now. This message is not only meant to stir your emotions for one moment. It is meant to become a line in the ground. A turning point. A decision. A new direction. This is where the cycle breaks. This is where delay loses power. This is where fear stops controlling your future. This is where your next chapter begins. So stop looking backward. Stop negotiating with old chains. Stop leaving emotional doors cracked open. Stop protecting what I am asking you to release. Face forward, my child. The harbor behind you cannot hold the destiny ahead of you. The ship has already left the shore. Now trust me enough to sail into deeper waters. And as you move forward, remember this: I am not punishing you with urgency. I am protecting your future with truth. I am calling you now because I know what is possible for your life if you finally say yes without delay. This is your moment. This is your sign. This is your invitation. And this time, my child, do not turn back. If this message touched your spirit, don't ignore this moment. Like this video as an act of faith. Comment, "I will not turn back." Share this with 3 people who need this warning today. Subscribe now and stay connected to every message God wants you to hear next.